Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts.
In this video, I'll be looking at Scarlett issue 4. Okay, so this is issue 4 of Scarlett. First things first, this covers nothing to do with the book at all. Scarlett's in the GOG uniform. There's no snow, there's no ice. Anyway, does it matter? Yeah, not really, I suppose, but there's seems to be a lot of this in Scarlett where the covers actually don't match what's actually going on in the thing. Doesn't matter. But anyway, right, first of all, her character design is really, really cool. I'm probably assuming she's going to die before the end of this story, but she's a nicely designed character. So Jinx meets up with Scarlett. They speak Japanese to try and basically say that there's eyes and ears going to be everywhere. Um, and basically kind of like still playing the part of not knowing each other. Um, they're looking for this box, which apparently was in this thing on this level, and Storm Shadow kind of mentions that it's sunk into the ground, so it's probably on a floor below them. So off he goes to go and retrieve it, and they fire this EMP up as he leaves, while Storm Shadow hacks his way through floor 44. Um, multiple pages. Um, And then we cut to the stairwell where they actually speak in Japanese and to each other, and kind of like I'm not quite sure they don't speak American or English, but okay. Because you're not being funny. You thought if everyone's Japanese in the room, it probably actually make more sense to speak English because they probably won't understand it as much. But there you go. So she basically explains that she's got a load of intel and hand it over to her to take back to wherever she come from, and she kind of mentions, okay, what's going on, and kind of saying about her being recruited by Stalker, and they mention that something big's gonna happen. And Jinx kind of mentions about Cobra, and Scarlet doesn't know what Cobra is, and they say there could be a problem in the free world and all this kind of stuff going on as well. Um, so she also mentions then about the weapon not being on floor 44. Because there's basically 44 is like a code apparently for double death, which is kind of a nice place for it. Um, when the weapon was housed on 47, which is a much lucky number than 44. So that's probably a trap. And it's like, okay, well, maybe instead of it going down into the ground, it goes up to 48. So they go into the stairwell doodah thingies, go up to look 48, and they find the boxes being ready to ship out. Um, they break in, they start hacking people down. Shurikens come out, samurai swords go out as usual, and they're basically ready to do their thing. Except for this time, we've got some Cobra bods popping through the door this time, so they kind of call in Storm Shadow. They need some help, and there is a nice double page spread there with some sword action. I do like the way this is all done as you kind of move through the page. That's pretty cool. Um, and then it turns out once you've killed the guys, Storm Shadow picks up the sword, and it's it seems to be some kind of mystical sword or something going on with it. It's a fabled sword of life. In Storm Shadow can feel it, and she kind of basically says, "Oh, I know I just helped him get the sword, but I can't help feel an ocean dread wash over me. Something about that guy picking up the sword is a game changer." Now, as far as I'm aware, again, my knowledge of G.I. is negligible, although I have got access to the compendiums via the Kickstarter, so I should be reading those up. Um, I don't believe Storm Shadow Sword was magical in any way in the original G.I. Joe books. And we haven't obviously seen any magical things going on in anything else, so maybe it's Energon infused, or maybe I don't know if if we're sticking purely to sci-fi explanations for stuff, or we're going to start branching out into kind of random stuff as well. Because at the minute, I know we've got like um Cobra La, but I mean, technically speaking, that's still sci-fi rather than mystical. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But yeah, again, it's not terrible. Cobra Commander apparently in next issue, which is interesting. So I don't know where he's coming into it. But that's the first appearance since Destro 1, I believe, of Cobra Commander, or Cobra Commander 5. Now I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, so not too bad, not terrible. One issue left to go, which obviously means one issue of Destro after this week's, which I should get issue 3 and issue 4 at the same time, so we'll be doing those both at the same time. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's okay. It ticks along at our fair old rate, and obviously once this is done, we're actually into a GI Joe book proper, and that's hopefully one less book to pull off my pull list. So I've got just Energon Transformers and GI Joe rather than two miniseries as well. But we'll see. I'm sure they will fill that gap in the early new year with another 2 or 3 books. But we'll see what happens anyway. So yeah, not too bad. If you're reading GI Joe stuff and Energon Universe stuff, it's probably worth a read, if only for see Storm Shadow and kind of see what's going to go on with him. I still love to know how all of these characters are kind of going to amalgamate into the respective GI Joe and Cobra teams, because at the moment there's so many subgroups and teams, Destro and then Storm Shadow on another group and how that's going to get resolved, I don't know. How the GI Joe book is going to be, are we going to see lots of kind of issues where Joe's not in it at all and it's just Cobra, and I don't know. But yeah, all in all, something to look forward to. This is obviously a part of it, so read it, and it's definitely still better than some of the other books I've seen on the shelves. So yeah, all good stuff. Anyway, that's about all I can say for this one. So thanks very much, and I'll see you another time. Bye bye.